Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And we're here with something a little different this evening. Our Friday night delight is taking place on the streets of Tokyo using only Japanese road cars, but they're a little souped up. What I'll do is just read the actual original brief. Oh, they're ready already. They're ready already. They're going to be random grids. All right, let me quickly get through this. The event will be slightly different in that you will need to build your own car for this event. Besides hopefully having a lot of fun with this, it will also give us an opportunity to explore the PP system within GT7. The event will be 3 night races around the streets of Tokyo. Think Need for Speed, think Fast and Furious, and build your ideal JDM machine. There are no livery regs, but as usual, keep it tasteful and keep it on theme. Your machine must conform to the requirements below. Certain cars carry the road car, but will be excluded, BGT for example. So feel free to check if you are unsure what constitutes a JDM car. Japanese domestic market, for those unfamiliar. I knew. I didn't. So they're going to be Japanese road car. It's got to be a maximum of 350 brake horsepower, a minimum of 1,300 kilograms, and a maximum PP of 625 with no NOS. And yeah, we don't know how they're going to mark up with each other. I'm not going to even be able to tell you what cars they are. So you car aficionados out there, keep your eyes peeled, because there might be some good old Japanese manufacturers that you might not have seen around for a while. Did that not even? I didn't, because I pressed back. Don't do that time. Never mind. So Jokers is out there. It's definitely a Nissan. I can tell that by the back, but it's got an R in the title. A bit jittery, but we hope for the best. We've had a couple of runs on GT7, and they've not been too bad. Homesick also looks to be in a Nissan. I haven't got a button that tells you what cars they are. Shall we have a look what Skyjacker's in? Banger. Look at that. He's gone for the easy one, hasn't he? Subaru. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. He hasn't... I don't know. Oh, it's gone in the pits. You started it. So Big Dan, he's out there in an old 80s looking thing. Honestly, they did write down what they were going to take, but I don't know if that's what they're going to end up taking, because they were all over the place with their cars, and I think some of them were going to even swap out cars between races. The host ended the game. Did he though? Did he? Or is GT7 up to its usual tips and tricks? Well, we can all but look. I'm trying to get to the Japfest thing in the chat so we can see. Racer Brown saying, oh, he's in a struggle with the car. So we'll see if it was just me that got dumped. Yeah, VRC still there, but it looks like a new room, so maybe it was just me that got not just me, I mean, got dumped. Maybe the whole room closed. Oh, we've got people in the chat. I haven't brought my glasses with me, so this is going to be a fight. Give me a sec here. Pat saying, hello, stranger. Why, hello, Pat. Skyjacker saying, well, didn't expect hearing your silky tones this evening. I have been saying throughout all of our streams, streaming every night this week, possibly not for VRC on every stream, but we've got one of those odd weeks where it's every single night because of replays and events that are happening. There we go. Look at that. Bandit saying, oh my, what a surprise. Hell thingy, good evening. Well, hello, Bandit. Homesick Alien saying evening, and Koi saying not everyone was in. Lol. Not everyone was in. So out there, I'm no good at guessing these cars one bit. I know that Skyjacker's got himself a WRX STI Subaru. What they should have done is put massive writing on the side of what car. Homescaling, he's in like with what, 90s Skyline, but they've got R's and 33s and 32s and 34s and yes, that was built in 1987. That model and chassis ran for at least 4 years and was based as one of the fastest Japanese manufacturers at the time. It was replaced with the R33, which ran from 93 all the way through to 96. This was a bit different from the R92 model, 32 model, sorry, because it had a 3mm wider wheelbase. So you found that the R33 used to have this funny angle in the corners when it would go round them, but when the R34 came out, my flask lid nearly fell off, because the wheelbase then changed to about 2 extra mil. All right, here we go then. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. So Homesick Alien is the man, the lucky ducky, that gets pole, because it's a random grid. No one knows what's gonna happen, and we're gonna have a 15-minute battle on the streets of Tokyo in cars that these guys have made themselves, and there they go. Is it a rolling, or is that go? No, it's a rolling. So rolling. Get those wagons rolling. Oh, look, I forgot it does that. That's fun. Hang on 1 second. Just give me a second. It's got a weird thing where it likes to put you in car and... oh, my word. Thank God it's a lucky long straight. So Homesick Alien leads them away from Talleyrand in second place. Then we have Guesty third on track. He looks like he's in something quite interesting. Geez, let's see. Is he the black one? He's just been overtaken by Jokers, who's going like a rocket down the straight, but no Guesty are back. It's the tow game down here. Guesty. Oh, and someone's had a big bite of the wall, and we can't quite get that straight yet as Homesick Alien Talleyrand leads them around. Jokers, someone again is having a bit of a moment with the wall. Then we've got Skyjacker in fifth. Jokers is in third with that rocket of a car down the straights, and he's even caught up Talleyrand in that speedy little machine that he's got around there. Can it get around the corner though? That's what one wonders. But Jokers definitely is in a skyrocket. He's built himself a very fast car there. Talleyrand slipping down into a third with Skyjacker in fourth in his Subaru, coming through the pack with then Big Dan just behind, clinging on. And then, well, we've got Noxie having a look at the up the inside of them in that phonetic Mitsubishi, I want to say. And behind him, he's got Koikap having a look. Oh, there's a lot of swapping around in the middle here. Big Dan making the moves up into fourth place. And that puts Skyjacker down into fifth. Meanwhile, Jokers is only 2/10 behind the Alien, and Jokers has really built himself a monster of a car here. And he's flying down them straights, tucked back in from the Alien. The Alien heavy brakes himself, some might say. And Jokers, he's got the whole package going on there. He's got it fast in the straights and managing to slow down on the brakes and get that car around the corner. Homesick Alien getting back on it, getting the tow from the car ahead of him. And Talleyrand there catching him up in third. Then we've got Big Dan pulling away from Skyjacker. Skyjacker just ahead of Noxie. Noxie is in a Subaru, I reckon. He's having a look at getting through with then Koikart just behind him in a Nissan, giving Noxie a little bump draft there. And these guys helping each other along as Koikart then makes the move along the very long straight, and Skyjacker is sitting duck on that straight. Maybe he's had to put some ballast in that car and it's hurting him down the straights. Noxie in seventh. Bazza, we haven't seen much of Bazza except for he bit a wall earlier in the race. He's down there in eighth. He's only 2.5 seconds. He's making up good time on the guys ahead of him. And Guesty, oh, he's also had a big issue out there, and he's some 13 seconds behind. I think he had to quickly build his car, and he's only got 5 gears, and he's fighting with it. Homesick Alien back up ahead of Jokers. Jokers dropping some time to the Alien, and even though Jokers' car is built good, the Alien manages to pull some time out in the corners as Talleyrand just spectates just behind them, sitting alongside Talleyrand as he chases down the Alien and Jokers. And Jokers, it does lose some time in those corners. So his rocket on a straight isn't as solid in the corners. It would seem Big Dan holding on to that 4th spot. Ooh, Joker's having a wiggle in the corner, letting Talleyrand pull ever closer. But then obviously when we get to the straight, we'll down. There's so many. I think there's a massive hairpin at the end of this. There usually is. Talleyrand getting ever closer to, and Koikart now up into 5th place, ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker fighting that Subaru, and he's got Noxie right there in his tail, with the Baz quickly catching him up. 3 seconds off the pack, and Guesty dropping more time. I think he's picked a lemon there, with Homesick Alien 1.5 seconds ahead of Talleyrand, who got ahead of Jokers, but we think Jokers' car at the end of the straight is an absolute rocket, but it doesn't seem like it at the moment, with Homesick Alien going fastest so far with a 2:10, Talleyrand doing a 2:11, Jokers doing a 2:14, dropping quite a bit of time there. And in fact, Big Dan now catching up Jokers. So where did that come from? At the beginning of the race, Jokers just was out of the stalls, and Atom, like Billio, but he seems to have lost a bit of time to the front two, and Dan catching him up with the help of a bit of a wall. Koikart in a great 5th place there, ahead of Skyjacker, who's dropped Noxie a little bit now. He's got a bit of breathing space as Skyjacker, but it looks like his car is giving all it's got. Doesn't seem to have much in the tank there. He did a 2:14. He's 6/10 up on his fastest time. Noxie pushing on, and the Baz is catching him up from behind. They've got to beware, as Barry, the Baldy Belge, has got his sights set on the Noxie and Skyjacker combo just ahead of him. Guesty spinning it out there, taking his aggression out of the barriers and that mule of a car that he's got. Homesick Alien leads by 2 seconds from Talleyrand. Jokers has closed up again, but not as much as he had before. And Big Dan some 4 seconds behind. So yeah, Jokers, there is a part of the track where Jokers is extremely fast. Sitting on board with Jokers as he chases down Talleyrand. We're on the long straight now. We'll see if he can get particularly any faster up towards them. We're 6.5 minutes. I believe they're 15-minute races. So we shall see. It's good speed there. And Bunting in the chat saying, evening all. Hello. He's in 5th gear, but he's not even using that. Reveling it up there. He's got loads on boards. There you can see he's starting to pull in Talleyrand, so it is that straight line speed, I think, but it's just the straight's just not long enough for him. But he does close up nice and tight to Talleyrand, and Jokers in a very solid built car here at Tokyo. Oh, and Talleyrand taking a big bit of wall, and that is going to help Homesick Alien, and no doubt. 4 seconds now, the Alien in the lead. And he is just slinging his Nissan around all over the place. It could be an R34, because when they built the R34, they had those special winglets at the side of the spoiler that none of the other R-Sims has carried. Talleyrand then is second place, but he's got Jokers giving him a lot of pressure, with Big Dan in a solid 4th, but he's been caught up by Koikart. Koikart slowly chipping away at that time. 11.9 for Koikart last time around, and Big Dan doing an 11.9 also. Very tight between the two of them, but Koikart within a second. Dan is losing time drastically around, fighting his car, and Koikart in another solid built car here is looking good to take 4th place. after the straight possibly. Noxie has got himself ahead of Skyjacker, and I do. He got another 2 seconds out of the Subaru, but it just doesn't look like a fast car, does it? It doesn't look like it's got an edge. Skyjacker, he drives with an edge, he needs a car with an edge. And what they've done there is given him a blunt instrument. And Bazza hasn't caught him up yet, he's dropped away again, so Bazza losing a shed load of time on that last lap. And he is chasing the pack with Guesty. I think he's just having a bit of fun in whatever car he chose. Home scaling 4.7 seconds. This is it. So Jokers makes the move down the straight ahead of Talleyrand, and now Jokers knows he cannot make any more mistakes. We've only got 6 minutes left of racing, and he needs to keep Talleyrand behind him. Oh, and he's lost the back end. He's giving it a bit of Tokyo drift, and Talleyrand says thank you very much. Or does he? He does, around the outsides. And Talleyrand back up into second place with Jokers dropping in just behind. Sitting in car with Jokers as we make our way around. And you can get a good close look at Talleyrand's car. Big Dan, can't see him. He's 3 seconds behind, but at the moment Jokers has only got one thing on his mind, and that is to get by Talleyrand. Talleyrand doing a super job holding on to that second place under a lot of pressure, and Homesick Alien able to just get away from these two. So Jokers then winding it up, ready. He knows where he can do the move. He knows where he's got the speed. He's chasing down Talleyrand to the hairpin. We've just gone past the 10-minute mark. So Jokers floors it out of. Whoa, that car is something else out of the corners. A real handful there, a lot of torque going straight down onto the tarmac, and he's chasing down Talleyrand, who's a second behind him. Koikarp's now up to 4th place. Koikarp making the moves on Big Dan, and we will go to that action pretty soon. We're just going to see Jokers going up the straights, chasing Talleyrand. He's not going to reach him, is he, by the corner, although it is a very long straight, and he's closing in. He's caught him up. There he goes, sitting on board with Talleyrand. We see Jokers go through. Is he going to give it a bit of sliding again? He is a little slow in the corner, had a bit of a chunk with the wall, and but still keeps hold of that position. But again, is Nissan not liking the corners, and I believe the Mitsubishi that Talleyrand's driving just sweeps on through. Great racing from these pair. So, Koikarp got past Big Dan. Oh, we can't, because look at them, they're side by side through the corners. We'll just keep with these guys just for a short while. Talleyrand seems to have got the message, got the message through to Jokers that he should be in second. Right, Koikarp catching them very quickly. A 209.8 from Koikarp last time around. These guys are doing 211s, 210 for Talleyrand, 211 for Jokers, so nearly a second faster. Koikarp only 4 seconds behind him. Can he catch him before the 15-minute mark? He can see him. Big Dan 6 seconds adrift of Koikarp now, but 5 seconds ahead of Noxie, who's only 3.8 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. And the Baz trying to close in on Skyjacker. I think his machinery is a little bit faster, but it's a struggle to drive it in the corners. Guesty still trooping on with his car. But Homesick Alien, absolutely flawless drive so far to take the lead of this race. And here we go, Jokers is ahead of Talleyrand coming up the straight already. Talleyrand looking to get a move done on Jokers, it seems. Jokers, though, having the pokier car. I think Talleyrand would just stay in the tow, bomb draft him up to the back of the Alien, and worry about Koikap, although it's gone to 5 seconds for Koikap. He did a 2:10 that time around. Talleyrand a 2:11. Joker's a 2:10. And now Joker's trying to build up a gap from him and Talleyrand. Talleyrand is absolutely on the edge of his rev limiter. He's nearly put it in the red. Below his engine, man. And Joker's still got some engine there on the straights. Koikap 3.7 seconds, but he's had a big chunk of wall there. And that will not help as Big Dan lost all his time in lap 5. He is drifting it, that bad boy. Look at him go. Noxie then 6.5 seconds. I think he's in a Subaru because they're square in the Mitsubishis. And it looks like a red thing in the middle, but I don't know. It's either a Mitsubishi or a Subaru, but I think it's a Subaru. No, that one's Subaru. Skyjacker then 6 seconds behind Noxie. 2:12 is best in this race, but mainly 2:14s. He's getting out of that Subaru at the moment, and he has been caught up by the Baz. Baz has gained a lot of ground on Skyjacker, and Skyjacker could be just a sitting duck out there. And we're coming up to the last 10 seconds of this race, and I'm going to have to cut away, I'm afraid, to the leaders, because I don't know in relation to where they are in the line. So Homesick Alien, he's just gone around the final corner, and the time has run out, so this is it. Homesick Alien able to bring it home for the first win this evening in these Japanese manufactured cars. And Homesick crossing the line, 4.6 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Great drive, great build on his Nissan. There he goes, takes the win. Talleyrand gets second in the end, ahead of an absolute fantastic drive from Jokers. Take a boo, my son. Koikap brings it home in 4th ahead of Big Dan. He brings it home at 5th place ahead of Noxie. Noxie slowly catching Big Dan in that race. Noxie would have liked another 15 minutes on the clock. Brings home his Subaru in 6th. Oh, Skyjacker and Baz are playing silly games. But Baz gets the 7th with Skyjacker in 8th. And Guesty comes home in 9th, or he doesn't even get to come home. And there he is, Homesick Alien, hand aloft in the air. Got pole position by luck, got the win by skill. And a good build of a car, I guess. So there we go. Look, Homesick Alien was in the R33 GT RV Spec 97. Guesty was in the Supra 3-litre GT Turbo A88. Talleyrand was in the Lancer Evolution V GSE R98. Jokers was in the R32 GT RV Spec. Oh, you buggers. Is that what can you do? What can you do in this Mickey Mouse game? Can I view the profile or mute chat messages? Do I want to do either of those? 9. So Barry was in the RX-7 Spirit R-Type A FD02. And then we had Jokers. He was in the R32 GTR V-Spec 2 94. Now, the V-Spec 2 was so much better than the V-Spec 1, just on the way they approached the engineering of the engine and the degree of the turbo that they put on was spectacularly fast and made the Spec 2 rather impressive machinery. So Big Dan, he was in the RX-7 Spirit R-Type AFD02, and I've got to admit, I mean, Mazda, they're pretty new on the they're the new boys on the block, and we're really not that interested in Mazda. They're just Mazda, aren't they, really? We don't really want to get too involved with them. We like Nissan and we like Subaru, and we definitely like Mitsubishi. But Mazda, I mean, really, Mazda. Oh my God, someone's deleted what they've said. Oh no, Jokers saying evening. Hello, Jokers. Great win, man. Great win. Superb. Not win, but great podium. It felt like a win. It was definitely a great race. Right, I'll go to the track. There is some people on the track. You don't want to listen to Nerdo telling you what cars they're in. Yes, see, Noxie was in a Subaru Impreza. I did think it was a Subaru, but it's one of those Subarus that's got the red Subaru as a front badge, and that stands it out from the rest of the Subarus. Definitely that 98 series was a really, yeah. God, if I knew things about cars, it'd be dangerous. Years and years of playing Top Trumps, and I don't remember any of the stats. What's that about? Oh, it's rain. Oh, hello. No one asked for rain, did they? On a rainy night in Tokyo, I lost my heart against the expressway on a race wet. Have they even got wet tyres, these boys? Homesick Aliens out there on a set of racing softs. I think there's going to be wide gaps between races because I think to give the guys a chance to have a little play. Racer Brown couldn't even get in with his car. Hopefully he's built something now, or he's given up and gone to do the dailies. So Homesick Alien leads the way. Dwayne Dibley. Shall we talk about some cars? More people have entered now. I want to go and look at what cars are in. Dwayne Dibley. So we said Homesick Alien was in the R33. Koi Cup also in the same machinery, the R33. But you see, the way they've built their cars, you don't know they've built them the same way, you see. So it's rather interesting. And for us here viewing, we can't really see what they've got out of that car. Can I press triangle and get any kind of... Can you please give me some information, GT7? Why can't I click on him and see his build, see his PP even? Is there anywhere it says his PP? Is there possibly a way that I can see the weights of these cars? Can I not see the horsepower of these cars? Can I not please just get a simple PP? You used to press triangle and you get the information come up. What the hell is wrong with you? It's basics, man. Basics, triangle, nothing. Now it happens, I click that and it just wants me to go and look at his profile like some weird seedy stalker. As if I want to go and look at his profile. I do kind of want to look at his profile, but not right now because we're streaming. Talleyrand's got the best profile. If there's anyone's profile anyone wants to go and look at, it's Talleyrand's, because he's got like 1 million car designs, liveries, photos. His photos are orgasmic. They really are. They're pro. They're on the pro level, bro. Is there any... There's nothing, is there? There's no way of finding information on anything. Sorry, guys, I know this is in the middle of the stream, but we've got to learn. We're learning these things. Change car settings, assist, controller settings, temporary exposure correction, display settings, sound volume... View event settings, here we go. We'll get something here, won't we? Race for fun. Blah, 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 blah. Well, spank my buttocks and call me Vera. That was pitiful. Let's go to the track. That's where it's all happening anyway. Are you entertained? I know, it's long gaps, and I've missed my opportunity to go for a ciggy, so I'm going to have to wait for the next gap. But when there's gaps, that means I have to talk, and that means it gets random. Has anyone changed out their car then? They're all sticking with the same car. I would have thought Skyjacker would have swapped that Subaru over. It obviously just doesn't have the balls to race around here. It's just not got the... Oh, we're in the rain, though. That's a good leveller. But on a straight bit of road, and that rain is at the level where you should be putting inters on, isn't it? I'm sure the brief said it was never going to get too wet that softs wouldn't be able to handle it. We'll see. Well, we'll see about that, won't we? and they're all sliding off the road. Guesty still sticking with his monster. I can't remember what it is already. Jesus, wait. It was a Supra. There you go. It's Toyota Supra. A Supra. No Hondas. Honda, be shunned. Be shunned with you, Honda. No one likes a Honda around here. No one cares for it. Weren't they selling like that bloody touring car Honda Civic in like second-hand shop? No one wants to take a chance on that. Take a chance on me. I'll be first in line, baby, to see. Take a chance on me. When you're feeling sad, then don't be low. I can't. I've got no place to go. Skyjacker then, after me saying that the car's got no guts, he's fastest. So, what do I know? What do I know, eh? What do I know? Where is any information coming from, guys? They're all in a chat together, you see. They're all chatting away. So they know what's going on. Before they enjoyed their little chat room whilst racing, they used to write on Discord, and that's how I'd stay up to that's how I would stay up to. I'm really stuck with that one. I'm going to come back to that one. I'm going to put that one on the shelf for a little bit while I ponder over up to date. Yeah. Don't need to put it on the shelf now. That was weird. Reet. Be gone, coffee. Be gone. So what do you want me to say then? There we go. Talleyrand. He's in a Mitsubishi Lancer. It looks dead sexy. Came second because he's dead fast. And he's here at Tokyo in the damp, in the drizzly rain, looking like he wants to get a win this time out. So yeah, it's I think Big Dan and Koikarp, they're in similar cars, but Koikarp was getting a lot better times out of his one. See, it's down to build as well. These guys have put extra bits on these cars. I mean, underneath the brief, there was something about a guide to how to get your car, how to get it there. I don't want to get off. Maybe not here. Maybe it's not here. He said something about click here about building your car, but I ain't sure scratch is actually a lot easier than you might think. No, there isn't something about fixing it, but he says it's a lot easier than you'd think. So they put stuff on there like a muffler, maybe a data chip, racing softs. That bangs your bloody PP right off. I don't suppose they could do too much. Skyjacker, he's nice and nice, we could do without. He's dyslexic. Doesn't know his ass from his wise, the Skyjacker. So they're getting ready again. That was quite a short gap, wasn't it? I thought there was going to be a lot of fanny bundling around. I don't want to say ass, but fanny is just as bad, isn't it, really? So, yeah, there's... I thought there was going to be a lot of nipping to the shop, the automobile shop, and buying extra chips and stabilizers and diffusers and weight lossers and doing all shenanigans of business. See, no one else is playing your game, Skyjacker, I've noticed. Yes. Right then, Guesty on pole. Is that reverse? Do they do reverse grids now? No, they don't. It's still mixed up. It's a mixed up, muddled up madness world. Oh yeah, oh, it says there, Mazda, Nissan. It's got all of them on there. Right then, they're rolling away in the drizzle, just under the line, and we saw Guesty was struggling to keep that Supra in a straight line. in the draw. Hey! Do you know what? Every time it catches me, every time it irritates me. The freak of the freaks, you know what I mean? Oh, superb, brilliant. Oh, I don't want that. I'm missing a race here through menus. So Guesty then is leading the way, but Koikap is all up in his shenanigans, and now Koikap's got the move done in his Nissan, looking absolutely mighty fine there with Guesty slipping down to second, but we know Guesty having big trouble with that Supra. Jokus already on it in his Nissan R32, and there goes Guesty. It was only a matter of time. He couldn't keep it straight. In the dry, in the wet was always going to be a huge uphill battle. The Baz staying in there this time for the first lap. He means business this race, and I think his car pretty competitive. I believe is he in the same thing that Jokus is in. So a good car choice for Jokus and no, they're not. They don't look the same. Oh, he's in a Mazda RX. Sorry, he's in the Mazda. Well, we're not sure about the Mazda. There's a new plate on the block, so we're not sure. So Big Dan, that's looking lush. Is that the same car he's in? So Big Dan comes out into the rain, smacks into the barrier. So does everyone else. Skyjacker now in 5th place with Talaran 6th. Homesick Alien down in 7th. Noxie in 8th as the spray gets thicker. They said they wouldn't need intermediate tyres, and there's poor Guesty in that Supra that just does not work. Does not want to go around the corners. So Koikap leads 2.5 seconds. No one's there to catch him. And I believe, is it Koikap and Jokus that are in the same machinery? I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't know anything at all. They could be the same car. But either way, that's the car to be in. And they're both tearing it up with Koikap ahead of Jokus. But Jokus pulling in a bit of time there. I don't know if Koikap made a small mistake. But Jokus pulling in nearly a second on Koikap on this opening lap. Big Dan in 3rd. He's got a train of cars behind him with Skyjacker. And then Talleyrand. Then Homesick Alien. Bazza. Noxie. Guesty a little further back. So Koikap leading this race so far ahead of Jokus. But Big Dan. Oh, Skyjacker's gone for the move. Oh no, Big Dan sideways. Big Dan sideways. Is it Big Dan or is it Bazza? It is Bazza. It's the Baz. Sorry, Big Dan. Big Dan lost a couple of positions there, but it was our man, the Ballsy Belge, that was sideways. Talleyrand got up there as well, and so did Skyjacker. So Skyjacker now moving into 3rd place after me saying that car had no grunt. He's doing a super job, and the barriers are really taking a hit here at Tokyo Expressway. Talleyrand is in 4th with Noxie now up into 5th. Noxie flying through and coming good in his Subaru, with Big Dan slipping down into 6th, just ahead of the Alien, who's bringing it large to Big Dan's back door. The Baz then struggling in the Mazda, and it will not sit still for him, and Guesty Supra doesn't want to play either. But Koikap still leads this race only by a second. Jokus was very strong in the first race. He was knocking on the door for the 2nd place. He didn't quite get himself up to a Homesick Alien, but this is a great shot for either Koikap or Jokus. And we don't see either of them on... well, I don't know. Do you know what? I'm going to take that back, because Koikap's had loads of wins recently on a Sunday evening. So it's Jokus we don't see on the top step all too often. And at the moment, Jokus is on fire. Whatever he's done to his Nissan is slightly better than what Koikap's done to his, because Jokus is definitely finding good pace. Oh... they're both playing a wall of death out there. Not just Koi. As Jokus comes across him on track, and it looks like he's going for a move around the outside in the rain. He's got a wiggle on, but he's just tucked in behind as Koikap still holds the lead in this race. Oh, I thought Jokus had dropped it over that hump, but he's still in control of his Nissan. Nissan v Nissan out for the lead. Skyjacker is in 3rd. He's pulled away from Noxie. Oh my God, massive bunch of cars racing here, and we'll try and juggle between the two. Noxie fourth, Big Dan fifth, with Talleyrand trying to come up alongside him, and Homesick Alien tucked up just behind him, and they're shuffling all over the place, positions, jostling, even though someone was hugely sideways then. It wasn't Homesick, it was the Mazda of Big Dan. And this is absolutely cracking racing, but Homesick Alien now ahead. Talleyrand up into fourth, chasing down Skyjacker, 3.5 seconds behind. We know he was faster in the first one. Jokers is in the lead, I apologise. I was trying to keep an ey on it. So Jokers now 1.6 seconds ahead of Koikap. The speed he caught him up, it seemed like he had a bit better pace than Koikap. And he did. He got fastest lap at 26.4 versus a 26.5 from Koi. And Jokers now has just got to keep his powder clean and just keep on keeping on. Skyjacker, he's under threat. He is under siege because Talleyrand is catching him at a humongous rate of knots, faster than the leader by 2 seconds. And Talleyrand really is starting to make that Mitsubishi sing. And Noxie also chasing him down in the Subaru. Homesick Alien in the Nissan, not too far behind Noxie, giving Noxie a lot to think about. On board with the Alien, and we are 6.5 minutes in this race so far. And there you can see the Alien just catching up to the Subaru in his Nissan, and that was easy pickings for the Alien. The power ratio difference too big for the Subaru to fight back, but he's still there. Noxie on his tail, and not far down the road is the Mazda of Big Dan. Kaboom. And there's the other Mazda of the Baz in 8th, and Guesty slaughtering his Supra. He gets the purple, that must wind him up, getting the purple, even though his best is a 27 and fastest in this race is a 24. Koikap not giving up the win. He's still there. He's getting purples now, that first sector. Whoever got the fastest lap. Oh, it's Koikap's got the fastest lap. So Koikap now back on it again. He's decided he doesn't want to lose that lead. But Joker's having a bang on the wall there, and that gives Koikap perfect opportunity to close in on the Polish driver and possibly retake the lead of this race, sitting alongside Koikap as he closes in on the back of Jokers, who again has another tap with the wall. And Koikap loving that as he reels off the purples, and he's 7 seconds ahead of Talleyrand. So this race really is just out of Koikap and Jokers, and they are putting on quite a show for us. Cracking stuff. Talleyrand, meanwhile, has got past Skyjacker. I apologise. Skyjacker down into 4th now as Talleyrand, well, the speed he was catching him up, I think his car's a bit faster. He's just done a 21.8 in this race. Unbelievable stuff. Joker's in the 23s, Koikap in the 22s, Talleyrand doing 21s, Skyjacker doing 23s, Homesick Alien doing 24s, nearly 25s. Noxie doing 26s, Big Dan doing 27s, Baza doing 23s. He'll be catching up, won't he? 2.7 seconds behind Big Dan. A couple of lap times like that, and the Baz will be all up in Big Dan's business. Koikap's back in the lead again. I apologise, I missed the battle. I stay with them, I swear. We're watching them, and then I just have to have a quick look down the field, and that's when they decide to make their moves. So Koikap back in the lead of this race, and now it's Jokers that is on the attack. Oof, but Jokers leaning heavily on those walls to get through the corners, and it's slowing him down, I believe, because Koikap, staying away from the walls, is absolutely flying at the moment. But so's Talleyrand, a 120. Talleyrand, how far behind these guys is he? 5.5 seconds, but the speed he's going, with still 5.5 minutes left of racing, Talleyrand could well rock up to the back of Jokers and Koikap in this race. Skyjacker now 4 seconds behind Talleyrand. That's how fast Talleyrand's going, because Skyjacker's absolutely shaking it as well with a 22 last time out. Homesick Alien 23.4, but he's going nearly a second faster than that this lap. I think it's dried up. That's why the rain's gone. I think it stopped raining. There's still some drizzle out there. There's still a bit of standing water. And Koikap has gone fastest of all, but he's had a big slam with the wall with a 20.3. And the R32s are looking mighty unbeatable out there at the moment, with Jokus now reeling off purple sectors against Koi. But has he lost? He's nearly a second behind now. We've still got 4.5 minutes of racing here on the Tokyo Expressway, and Jokus trying to push on. These guys have had such a battle. Jokus should be getting a bit of tow from Koi. Just going to go under the bridge. Talleyrand in that third. He was pulling away from Skyjacker. Homesick Alien in fifth, Noxie's sixth. Big Dan in seventh in the Mazda. Big Baz is in eighth. And Joker's having a small look at Koikap there. Fancying his chances. The win is between these two. And at the moment, Koikap looking like the way he led from the beginning. Lost the lead slightly for a lap or two, but got back on it again and back into the lead. But now Jokus looking like he's getting a better drive out of that corner. He's just trying to edge up the inside of Koikap, and he's not got it though. Koikap just lurching ahead, but Joker's now alongside, and they both went into the wall there. And Joker's is going to keep it. He's not giving that one up. Koikap possibly feels he was put into the wall, but I don't know. I think no one could help anything. They both slid into the wall. But maybe Joker's, Koikap's coming back at him. Koikap back ahead, and we'll never know if that's a redress or a move. But even so, 3 minutes left of racing, boys. And Koi again under siege from Joker's, and he's back up and through. So maybe that was a redress, because Joker's going straight back into the lead and getting a 1:19.4 in this race. And the two R32s are hard at it out there, and you can't call it between the two of them. Meanwhile, Talleyrand, he was catching these guys, but it looks like they've got the... and there's barely any water out there at all now. So Talleyrand did a 1:20 last time. He's 3 seconds away. If they race each other a bit more, Talleyrand could close in. Skyjacker 12 seconds away. And now the rain's gone. Any advantage in that rain has gone away from him in that Subaru, and Homesick Alien, his extra speed starting to come back into play. Now there's more grip, and Homesick Alien closing in on the Subaru to try and go up into fourth place. And Skyjacker will be praying for more rain, because his Subaru works better in the damper conditions, it seems. But Homesick hasn't got by yet. Skyjacker being a real pain for the Alien. On board with the Alien. If he just, imagine, just sits back with a bit of patience, he can get him down the straight instead of trying to go around the outside of him in a wide right-hand corner. But it looks like he's getting better speed out of that corner and going for the move. How close are they? Oh no, he's going to scrape the wall though, and that gives Skyjacker the opportunity to get back up into that fourth place. What a fantastic battle. Koikap is a second behind Jokus at the moment. And no, I think now the rain's, the track's drying off. Talleyrand's advantage slipping away from him and these guys are starting to go pretty fast at the front. Joker's 1 second ahead of Koikap with the fastest lap of 1:19.1. He's less than a minute away from a win here. I can't see where the finish line is. They're just about to go over it, but they've been over it. So this will be their final lap. And Koikap then, only this lap he's got to try and get the move. Joker's looked like he was carrying a lot of speed in there, and that's given Koikap the opportunity to catch up and get by. And now Koikap is in the lead of this race. And my word, it's the final lap. As the timer only 10 seconds left, and oh my lord, it's gone to pieces for Jokus, dropping a huge amount of time to Koikap. and he hasn't got any time to try and catch up again. Talleyrand only 2 seconds behind Joker, so he can't make too much messing around. I'm just seeing if anyone's going to cross the line. So Coy might be the first to cross the line, wherever that line may be. I think Guesty might be just crossing it. So there's Guesty finishing in 9th in the Supra. Koikarp bringing it around the final corner to take the win. Super drive from Koikarp. Joker's in 2nd. Talleyrand rounds out the top 3. Take a boo, my son, and he gets the fastest lap on the final lap. Homesick Alien got that 4th from Skyjacker in the end, and he brings his Nissan home to get a well-deserved 4th place. And the Nissan not looking too handy in the damp conditions. But soon as it started to dry up, Homesick Alien was back in the game. Skyjacker, it looks like his Subaru preferred it damp. Noxie, not a bad drive in his Subaru to grab himself a 6th spot. As he comes around to the finish line. Then we have Baz. Baz got ahead of Ensign Hewitt in the end. So the Baz brings it around the final corner to grab himself 7th spot. I imagine he'd want more out of that, but that Mazda does look like it's a bit of a handful. And there goes Big Dan in 8th. Guesty already finished in 9th. And it's Koikarp that takes the win here in the 2nd race of Japfest. So Homesick Alien and Koikarp are our winners. And a great drive from Koikarp and Jokers. Oh, I have to press X, don't I? There you go. Well, this time I am going to scoot off for a short interlude. Get the piano out. Do 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 do. So I don't know what's happening. I'm guessing settings will be changed or something. Well, how did we do it last time? He has already changed those settings. And he has entered. So we'll go to track side. We've got 2 on the track. They're not on the track, but they're just about to go out. Both of them together, Noxie and Talleyrand. What a treat. Display all. Actually, for the practice, you don't want all that on, do you? Go for total immersion, but you know we're looking at Talleyrand. So, looking at Talleyrand, as he makes his way around the beautiful, beautiful evening of Tokyo on the expressway. I shall return pretty quick. I don't know how long this gap's going to be, so I've got to push it just a little bit. Let me see you push it just a little bit. Boom. Right, see you soon. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. For me, you guys might not have gone anywhere, but I did. Yeah. So, oh my God. YouTube's being a bit weird, but it might be because I'm on data. I'm going to go Wi-Fi and hopefully it won't close the whole shebang down. We'll see if that internet's looking okay. I can hear myself, so I'm not that. I'm not. Okay then. Oh, it's got daylight. I think the race is going to start in the dark, but yeah, the settings are. It looks like that sun, the rising sun. We're in the land of it. Ginza. So, let's have a look at this then. So there we go. Big Dan in his Mazda. Car looks absolutely delicious. You don't see the cars that often when it's dark. The floodlights don't do the liveries that much justice, it must be said, because Dan's is looking spectacular in the morning sun. Jocus as well. Absolute blinding evening he's had here at Tokyo. He's got what, a third and a second, so he just needs to get that win. But will the random grid do him any favours? It helps to start up near the front. Homesick Alien in his older Nissan. I think his is newer, isn't it, actually? Than Koi Carp's and ours. I think Koi Carp and Jokers have got the 94 one. I tell you what would be easier, just to go and check it out. Okay. So yeah, Homesick's in the 97 Skyline, I'm going to call it. Guess he's sticking with that Supra. My word, he's a trooper. Talleyrand in the Lancer, as we already know. Skyjacker in that Subaru. Is it the same Subaru that Noxie's in as well? ST98. No, Skyjacker's in the 2014 one. So, yes. Jocus, he's in that 94. Nissan. We've got Big Dan and Bazza in the Mazda that looks mighty fast, but it looks finicky. Noxie's in Pretzer. Is okay. No, Koi Carp's in the 97. He's in the same as Homesick Alien. I apologise. He's not in the same one as Jocus. Jocus is the only one in the 94 Nissan, and he's making that baby sing. He's built himself a pretty good car there. And yeah, his Koi Carp's in the 97. So far in these two races we've just had, the Skyline 97 take the wins. So yeah, Jocus doing it for the older cars out there. Who's in the oldest car then? Is it Jocus? No, it's Guesty in that 88 Supra. Oh, poor Guesty. The problem is going out. You've got to change all the settings every time. This is such a... Right then, there we go. Jocus then. In the 94 Skyline with Homesick Alien and Koi Carp in the same machinery. Probably not the same builds though. Remember, these guys have built the cars themselves to get them to 350 brake horsepower, 625 PP points. PP. You can't say points because it is performance points. So points is in the PP. Right. So PP. So they may have built their Nissans differently. The Baz has... Is that the car he's been... Yeah, it is. It just looks different in the day. He's in his army... That's why I could hardly see him. Because it's camouflaged. You can barely see it. Where is he? He's gone. You see a black nose and then that's it. You can't see anything after that. It's tough to race against when they're camouflaged, and bang into the wall with his Mazda he goes. And there is Skyjacker in the mighty Subaru. I bet you he'd swap it in a second for an Isle of Man time attack Subaru car. Talleyrand in the pits in his Mitsubishi. not seeing his Subaru. Jokus, can he do it? But like I said, it's a lot to do with the grid, and you've got to say GT7. The graphics are pretty good on Sport, I must say, but they are very good on GT7. It's just all the other things are. Being pretty isn't enough. You like all the gubbins as well. You like the bits and the bobs. They're small things, but they do help the flow of these streams. Like this one camera lark is ridiculous. I like the close-in camera because far out and I know I've got this button that makes it go in close. Like, ooh, not on that camera, it doesn't. Some of the cameras, that one, I can zoom in. It's a lovely looking car, that is Joe, well done. So yeah, I know I've got a button that zooms in, but do I want to be pressing that all the time? Extreme close-up. Pretty close-up on that one. Alright, and I'll try and remember the triangle. That's not a moment. Oh, camera can't even keep up with the Supra. And we're being asked if we're ready. So prepare yourself for Skyjacker being hilarious. I'm saving my Andors. I'm always behind. I'm saving them for the weekend. I watch them with me pa. When my pa comes over to visit, I watch Andor with him. So I'm always a little bit behind. I have to avoid things on YouTube saying this week in Andor this happened. I don't need that. There's Skyjacker with a Y. That poor soul. How does he get on in life when he doesn't know the difference between letters? It's the basics, isn't it? They learn it here. I'll have to do it for him. So Skyjacker is A, B, K, D, E, F, H. I can't do my alphabet in that weird way. I do know the alphabet. It's weird doing it that way. I'm not used to doing it. And I'm not even going to do the alphabet just to prove that I do know the alphabet, but where's my Google? So Pat saying, remember what happened last time? You talked nice about the game, it crashed. You're right. Treat her mean, keep her keen. That's what they say, Pat. This game is well, the what are you spelling? The biggest thing for me at the moment, my biggest bugbear is the in-car at the beginning of a race. That has ridiculousness written. Ooh, Coy's on a good spin there. Now, I know Big Dan's trying to join him, but that Mazda's done nothing for him all evening. I don't know how he thinks it's going to spin him up as well. And then we're going into the race. Yeah, the starting, I mean, what can you do? Oh, poor old Joe, because he starts from the back, and it is daylight. I thought it was going to go dark into day, but it's not. It starts in day. And that's it. Right, so, hey, it's worked. What's going on? Why has it done it that time? No, it hasn't. It's going to do it to me, isn't it? You little bugger. Oh, can I get out of the car now? Buggering out. So, sorry, guys. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. You guys are missing the action. And it's like... they're all over the place, but I'm too busy in menu screens. We're going to... it'll have to be like a rolling start every time. So let's catch up. Skyjacker's leading from Noxie in his Subaru. Then we've got the Baz in his Mazda. Homesick Alien in fourth. Somewhere in amongst all of those cars is a Homesick Alien. There he is, just ahead of Big Dan with Koikarp in sixth. Guesty in seventh. We've got yellow flags. It's sorted itself out though. Big Dan's had a big slide there. And Guesty's moved up a place in the Supra. But he's had a tap from Jokers, is it? Jokers, I think, was the culprit on the Guesty tap. And Guesty doesn't need any help spinning in that Supra. He's got no grip whatsoever. Big Dan in 6th, then Koikart 7th, Bazza in 8th. Things are moving up ahead, and Homesick got himself ahead of Noxie, and he's on the attack against Skyjacker, and Homesick is in the lead. Skyjacker down into 2nd. Someone has a little bang with the wall further down. I think it was Noxie, as Homesick takes the lead just about, because the Impreza is staying with him all the way, and Skyjacker not giving this up at all. And Talleyrand in 3rd place, sneaking up there, with Noxie in 4th, with Jokus in 5th. And Jokus, he's smashing his way through the crowd. And Koikart then in 6th, with Big Dan in 7th. The Baz struggling with the Mazda in 8th, and Guesty in that Supra is in 9th place. And I think Guesty's just having a play with that car now, just having fun, just pelting it around Toyota. Meanwhile, Baz is behind Guesty. Meanwhile, Homesick leads this race. Talleyrand gets the moves done on Skyjacker. Skyjacker's car just doesn't have the grunt to stay with the Mitsubishi or the Nissan, and Jokus there coming up from behind. He was right at the back. He's in 3rd place now, with Skyjacker falling like a brick on this first lap, and Koikart and Noxie side by side. Noxie just edging ahead, but he's wide, and that gives Koikart the position, and Koikart up into 5th place, with Noxie now in 6th. Big Dan is in 7th, with Guesty in 8th in the Supra, fighting that car to get round the corners, and the Baz also fighting the Mazda, as Homesick leads from Jokus. Jokus now up ahead of Talleyrand. A similar race we had in race 1, with these three up at the front, Homesick, Jokus and Talleyrand. We know Koikart's car can get that pace as well, and he's behind Skyjacker, trying to join in the battle for the lead here. And Talleyrand, he's driving the pants off of that Mitsubishi, going up against the Nissans. And at the moment, Homesick leads from Jokus, with Talleyrand in 3rd, but they're all very close. Skyjacker trying to squeeze every last ounce of speed out of that Subaru, but the Nissan's just seeming a little too fast down the straights. And Koikart there tucked up behind Skyjacker at the moment, and being caught up by Noxie. So Noxie on the scene, and Koikart's got to be careful, because Noxie is coming in hot. Very hot, very late on the brakes there for Noxie. Up the inside of Coy. Can he keep it together? Goes a little wide, coming out the corner. Coy keeps it together, and Coy maintains that 5th place. But Noxie is somewhat closer, coming out of the corner. And there's some beautiful racing there. Skyjacker taking a breather as Koikart deals with Noxie, but now Koikart bringing it back to Skyjacker. Talleyrand is leading. Talleyrand is at the front of the crowd, with Homesick now down into 3rd, because Joker's just whipped one up the inside of Homesick Alien having a small issue out there with something, as Talleyrand takes the lead of this race ahead of Jokus. And we saw these two have an epic battle in race 1. Are they going to continue that battle in this race? Homesick slipping down 3rd, and Koikart in the same machinery, I believe, is now up to 4th ahead of Skyjacker, and Skyjacker is going to get double dosed because Noxie's behind him. And Noxie squeezing that through the smallest of gaps to get himself not quite ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker into the corner, nice and fast as he gets that Subaru singing his tune, but Koikart only 2 seconds behind the Alien. Same machinery, and Talleyrand is streaking away 1.6 seconds ahead of Jokus, and Jokus bouncing off the walls, and it's not a faster way. Homesick Alien closing in on Jokus, getting a tow down the straight. But Talleyrand is definitely pulling away in this race, getting faster lap after fastest lap. And Joker's just on the chase and worrying about the Alien, who's right there, trying to get him under brakes, but he cannot maybe get him out of the corner. Joker's seeming to struggle there, and he has. Wow, these camera angles are absolute pants. I'm not going to complain and moan. just saying, I'm not missing all the action, but the camera seems to miss some. So Homesick Alien then goes up into second with Jokers down in third. Koikap is back in the game. He's on the mission, and he's behind Jokers. And we saw Koikap and Jokers have a lovely, tasty battle in race 2, and here they are now. Jokers trying to make his Nissan as wide as possible to take the wind out of Koikap's sails there, and it worked for him. He's back in the tow with Homesick Alien. And Talleyrand 2.5 seconds now ahead of the rest of the field. Talleyrand in the groove, in the zone, in his Japanese car. Further down, we've got Noxie in 5th. He's 1.5 seconds behind Koi, 2 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker nearly 5 seconds ahead of Big Dan. Guesty managing to keep the Supra ahead of the Baz. But the Baz's car is a lot faster than Guesty's. He's caught him right up in this lap. And this should be like taking candy from a baby for the ballsy Belgian driver. Staying behind, he was full throttle, so he's not playing with Guesty. And there you go. Is that the move? Oh no, not quite. So Bazza looking, and he gets the move done now. And Guesty, poor Guesty with that Supra. I think he's probably having the time of his life though. So Talleyrand out there nearly 2 seconds ahead of Homesick Alien with Jokers. Nearly 1 second behind the Alien, so the Alien got past Jokers as well. Jokers, we were hoping that Jokers was going to get a push for the win here. He's had 2 podium positions this evening, a third and a second, and we thought he was going to get the full deck, but at the moment sitting again in third, and Koikap looming large in his mirrors. Koikap could be a lethal presence here as Jokers again borrowing the wall to help him round, and it's not a faster way at all. Again on the wall for Jokers, and he's too heavy with that right foot and not enough of the left foot on the brakies. Yeah, your brakey to slow down the car, and ooh, a bit of contact there from these two drivers as they make the move, and Koikap up into third with Jokers all up there as well, and he comes through as well. So I don't know if Koikap, a little lift there, maybe. More contact than he expected in that overtake, but Joker's still just ahead of Koi, but Koi now into the braking zone, and he's going to take that third. No, he's brakes a little heavier than Joker's, but Joker's, he's going to be out wide. I love this piece of track. It's great going through there. And oh, I mean, who knows? The way the cars do a little jumpy jumps, you don't know if they're touching or not. But Jokers and Koi hard at it there. Homesick Alien 7/10 behind Talleyrand. Talleyrand, has he dropped it somewhere? Has he made a major mistake, or is Homesick Alien at 2:05 last time around from the Alien? And the Alien now in the zone. He's plugged into the atmosphere, and he is feeling the mothership beaming down his strong signal, and he is now come across the Mitsubishi, and he is willing to strike. We've got 5 minutes left of racing here for our third, I say final race. I can imagine they'd probably edge for another one. I don't know. The likes of Guesty and Skyjacker might not fancy another one. But Talleyrand still leads this race. Homesick Alien though on a push. Joker's losing a lot of time to them, and now he's in a battle for the podium against Koikap. The R32, is it? Had a great showing, that 94 Nissan Skyline. Has had a great outing. It really has. Noxie. Jokers is in the 94, sorry, they're in the 97, aren't they? Koikap and Homesick. So Koi closing in on Jokers. Joker's just managing to stay ahead of Koya at the moment. Homesick Alien 9/10 behind. Now it is Homesick Alien opting to just stay in the tow of Talleyrand and not pull that trigger until the final lap. It's over 2 minutes a lap, and we've got just under 4 minutes left of racing, so maybe 2 to 3 laps depending on when they cross the line. Joker's still ahead of Coy, but only just. Noxie, solid fifth place run for him in that Subaru. Car looks absolutely spanking with the Fanatic livery. Fanatic. So Skyjacker, 6 seconds behind Noxie, 8 seconds ahead of Big Dan. Bazza behind Guesty again. Guesty doing his best, 2:10. And that car definitely was not built for a racetrack. And Bazza in the Mazda having some troubles in this race, getting a bad case of the spins, it seems. Homesick Alien 6/10 behind Talleyrand, and this race is not over by any chance or whatever. I think I'm getting tired again. Sorry guys. On board with the Alien, there's 2.5 minutes of racing to go, and I do believe they may have 2 more laps after this one. We'll see when they cross the line. It's going to be tight. There's going to be seconds in it. I don't even know where the finish line is. I think this is it, isn't it? They're coming up to it. So Homesick Alien 1.6 seconds behind Talleyrand now. Talleyrand pulling it out. And yeah, I think it's going to be very tight whether or not they'll get another lap. You can just about see Jokers down the line. Let's go and see how he's getting on with Koikap. They're still very close together, these two. And I believe this will be their final lap. I think the leaders possibly might get across the line, but it'll be very tight if they do. But I think 3rd, 4th, this is their final lap. Skyjacker, solid drive. He's got himself ahead of Noxie. Poor Noxie doing a 2:18 last time around. So Noxie having a bad lap. And that gave Skyjacker the opportunity to get up there. And he's in the 2:10s. He's managed a 2:09. Noxie, he can do a 2:08 in his. Big Dan, he's not managed anything better than a 2:10. Look at that Mazda fly. Beautiful around there, isn't it? Absolutely delicious. But it just wants to kill him in every corner. Look at him, just wanting to jump out. Guesty in his Supra, 2:10, but mainly 11s and a couple of 13s. But not far off the pace of Skyjacker's Subaru. And the Bazza, he can do a 2:09, but he's struggling in that Mazda at the moment. Talleyrand then, 6/10. He's just done the fastest lap at 2:05. The timers are running out, 30 seconds on the clock. These guys are hurtling towards the end of the race. Will they get another lap in to take it the fight for one more rotation around this track? But Talleyrand at the moment seems to have the upper hand on Homesick Alien. And they're coming round. The clock is still 10 seconds. I think they're going to get another lap in. 5 seconds. And he's crossed the line, and so has Homesick Alien. Those two continue on for another lap. Koikap is ahead. Koikap's ahead, and he gets 3rd place. Take a move, my son. Joker's in 4th. Noxie got himself back ahead of Skyjacker and brings it home for 5th place. Somewhere. Oh, he's a way off that yet, isn't he? Homesick Alien 8/10 behind Talleyrand, not getting any closer. And there goes Noxie to get 5th. Skyjacker grabbing himself 6th. And Big Dan 7th, coming around the final corner, and it's 7th spot for the Mazda, ahead of Guesty and Bazza having themselves a play. And here we go then, Talleyrand 6/10 ahead of Homesick Alien. Is there anywhere clear on this track that he can do it? Oh, they finished now, sorry. Guesty and Bazza crossing the line in 8th and 9th. And Talleyrand still ahead of Homesick, but Homesick getting ever closer as they come down the straight. They're going to get a great tow. quite straight, but still, he'll be getting a benefit out of this. And Talleyrand led most of the race. It looks like the final lap. Homesick Alien is willing to strike. Talleyrand trying to make his Mitsubishi as wide as possible, making Homesick Alien go the outside line in the hairpin. Talleyrand still slightly ahead. Homesick Alien right on his bumper, but Homesick Alien's back end steps out, and Talleyrand just cruises away. And it's a slam dunk for the boss. Oh my God, they didn't even get to finish their race. Come on. You dickheads. You absolute farcical, ridiculous game. Well done, Talleyrand. Sorry for the rant. That's stupid. Christ. I thought they'd fix that. That was day one fix. Obviously not. Still something gone terribly wrong there. Jesus. Wet. Two people are on the track and they're still fighting for the win, and you decide to end it. You arse. Well, thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Still a big fan of GT7. What a game. For all of you that paid absolutely cracking money for this, well done. They're going to make another one of these, and you're going to have the same issues because they just don't care. I thought I'd done well. I thought I'd done well not to have a bit of a rant. I mean, that starting thing in car is just ridiculous. And I don't know. What can you do? You'd have to do a parade lap at the beginning of every race. That's the only way I can see around that, is when you start the race, you're always going to have to start races with rolling starts. And you're going to have to ask your sim drivers to drive around a whole lap slowly so the commentator can come out of the lobby and come back in and not miss anything. So silly. Well, that was interesting. It was good. These cars, they were I don't know. It looks like to me, well, the Mitsubishi won 2 races, so you've got to say the Mitsubishi was the best build out of that. Jokester's 94 Skyline was very impressive. Koi Carp and Homesick Alien both got wins as well. Oh yeah, no, Talleyrand did win 2. Homesick won the first one. Talleyrand won the last one. Koi Carp won the middle one. So, but you got to say the 97 V-Spec won 2 out of the 3 races. So great builds from everyone. So that's that. I don't think there's anything more to see. I don't want the room to get shut down. It may possibly do. There's nothing to look at either. No results page, anything like that. It is shocking. No one's out, because why would they be? They're all spent. We've had 3 races. Okay, well, thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. We are trying with GT7. You can see we're giving it a darned good go, but it's making it difficult for us. It really is. It's a tricky one. So coming up, we're back at Tokyo on Sunday evening for the SFR Cup, the Crazy Toyotas out there on the streets for the final round. And then I think following Tuesday, not sure what's happening. There probably is something happening, but I can't think. And Thursday, I can't say what's happening because I can't think, because it's in between championships, I believe. And Friday, I can't say what's happening. So not much really to talk about. I should close it down, but for some reason I want to get out of the network thing. I don't seem to want to end it with this thing spinning around and connected to server. Is there anyone we can bother? I don't know you, don't know you, don't know you, don't know you. I don't know any of those people. I can't go bundling into their rooms. Okay, guys, so that is us. That was the Japfest. 3 races on the streets of Tokyo. It was banging. Okay, I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the racing. Still, I think we've got things to learn about GT7, and GT7's got things to learn about us. But we're getting there. It's getting there, isn't it? It's a lot better than when it first came out. Pat saying that will be because the timer was running from when the first person after the timer expired crossed the line. I know, and that's what makes it ridiculous, Pat, because there should be something in there to say that the timer doesn't start until the first person crosses the line. So yeah. I know why it ran out. I just think it's ridiculous that it ran out, because it shouldn't even kick in until the first person has crossed the line. Shouldn't run out while two people are on track trying to fight out a win. Although Homesagalian did lose the back end, so he was never going to catch up Talleyrand. And Joker's saying, great racing, gents. Yeah, it was great. Great to see you out there, Jokers. You did some amazing stuff. Beautiful stuff. Okie dokie then. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Simone's a lot. No. I always seem to read the same ones over. Oliver, close off. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Visit our website to buy merch. Shill me. www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. Peace and love. Peace and love. Dwayne Dibley. Dwayne